The Obama brand seems a little tarnished these days. Back to talk about the fracturing Obama coalition, Florida Democratic Congressman Alan Grayson, actor and activist Isai Morales, and CNN contributor John Avlon. Congressman, once upon a time, everything on Madison Avenue, or about a year ago, everyone on Madison Avenue wanted to use Obama's brand to sell. But now, take a look at this new Dodge ad and how much has changed.
Here's a couple of things America got right. Cars and freedom.
Looks like they're selling independents, maybe even the Tea Party, sir. Is Don't Tread on Me the new Yes We Can of 2010?
I don't see it that way. The Tea Party is simply a rebranding of the Republican right wing. And certainly when it comes to patriotism, Democrats have nothing to apologize for. Look at my tie.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, huh? John Avlon, I've covered the Tea Party. It's not just the Republican right wing. A considerable portion of it is, but there are also many independents in there.
Sure.
And disaffected former conservatives. Will there be an independent party? We always ask it. Will there be a third party?
Well, you are seeing, remember, independent voters are the largest and fastest growing segment of the electorate. And they're at record numbers right now in reaction to the polarization of the two parties. What you're seeing with the Tea Party movement, I think, is best understood as a conservative populist protest movement. They actually think the parties should be more polarized. And yes, you've got libertarians and you've got disaffected conservatives in that group. But I think if you look at the mainstream movement behind independent voters, it's overwhelmingly a rejection of the two parties because they are more polarized than any time in our recent history.
Isai, you left the Democratic Party, so would you like to see a third party? Would you vote for a Democrat in November?
Only a viable one. I mean, the fact of the matter is I will still go back to Democrats if they represent policies and platforms that I identify with. The fact of the matter is we're split up artificially. You know, nobody is completely liberal or completely conservative. I think that's a clever way to keep populations divided and conquered. The fact of the matter is we need to get back to what it is to be an American. I believe in independence. I believe in many libertarian aspects of the Tea Party movement, but then I think it does get taken over by the fringe elements that completely make it almost a joke, a farce, when they go after certain things that I can't listen to anymore. But they are on to something, and I've got to figure out, or we all have to figure out, how to get the divisiveness in this country out of here. I mean, I don't want to fight Republicans. I don't want to fight Democrats. I want to really keep what we have, this great legacy here, and grow it and make it something make this nation somewhere worthwhile living in.
Congressman, one of the reasons there's so much energy in the Tea Party movement is there's a lot of passion behind it. There's a lot of, at the same time, frustration growing, it seems, within the Democratic coalition. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House herself, came out and drew a line on Afghanistan, saying that if the president, she basically voted for an amendment requiring a new intelligence review of Afghanistan and a plan for redeploying U.S. troops with a timeline. So are we seeing a fracturing of support?
No, there's nothing like what you see in the Tea Party. I said a year ago that I thought, looking forward, you would see that the Tea Partiers would no longer obey their corporate masters in the Republican Party, and that's exactly what's happened. That's exactly what you're seeing. They can't stand the corruption of the Republican Party. They can't stand the fact that last week the head of the Republican Party in the House said that he wants to raise the retirement age and means test Social Security so that we can pay for these endless wars. That's not anything that any rational person wants to do, but that's the official policy of the Republican Party right now. They're the ones who are fractured, not the Democrats. The Democrats simply want to help people in need.
All right. Well, Congressman, roll call on the topic of the Tea Party. Roll call has been reporting that a pollster who worked for you is running for the Florida State House as a Tea Party candidate. It's raised Republican suspicions that you're actually using the Tea Party to split the GOP vote and help yourself. Would you care to comment on these allegations?
Well, you misstated the allegation. The allegation is that someone we used to poll Republicans last year went ahead and declared her candidacy for a state house position and is not running against me. So you need to get your facts straight.
And do you have any comment on the overall accusation?
An overall accusation that's false?
So that's your response. It's false. Flat out false.
What you just said is certainly not the case. I mean, what else do you want me to respond to? You want me to respond to what someone else said?
I want you to respond to the accusation that you are in some way supporting a Tea Party effort to help fracture the vote.
Well, yes, I mean, in the same way that Al Gore invented the Internet, I invented the Tea Party. Isn't that well known? I mean, Sarah Palin is a puppet. She does whatever I tell her to do.
All right. Thank you, Congressman.
Alvin Green, our plant, isn't Alvin Green in South Carolina supposed to do the same thing against Democrats?
That is a matter that's still being investigated. But I appreciate all you three joining us. It's a lively conversation and hope to have it again.